And we got a game. So this is the NAF Live NAF Championship, the first NAF Live on Blood Bowl 2. We are in round 4 on table 1. We got Siggikniggi with Dark Elf versus Diomlord with Dwarf. Diomlord is 2 wins and a draw, and Siggy is 1-0 trade. It was not bad. It was just a canteen. It wasn't it? So it looked like Dwarfs are starting on defense with the Death Roller and +2 fame. So you got Death Roller, 1, 2, 3, 4 guard, 1 Mighty Blow, 1 leader, and 1 Troll Slayer. And Ziggy's gone for 3 blitzers with dodge, and 2 witch health with wrestle. Like giving 1 block. Block gives you some other options, especially when you have to play short-handed. It also is good at hunting down stuff that doesn't have block, like gutter runners and other stuff. And then he's taking leader on the runner where to get the third reroll where I prefer to give him dodge. I think dodge is helping more than actually it saves you more than it the other way around. It saves you more reroll than leader actually gives you. In my opinion. Because the Diomlord is a mad Italian. It's the NAF C rule set, Barney. It's the literally NAF C rule set for the tournament last year. Which didn't get to be played, or the last rule sets that didn't get to be played. So there was a bit tearing, but it's not much. If anybody else missed, it's adopted tiny, but the skill ups and the tearing is the same as it would have been on the NAF. Perfect defense. Taking away, it looked like Siggy was going to push for early score to get rid of the roller. But now he's getting a guard locked down there and need to figure out something else. I disagree, Martin. I don't think a tournament like NAF should change a lot. I actually slightly upset to change it to begin with. Like, I don't think you should like. NAF C should be pretty set in the rules. You need to change. Might need to update it at times, but NAF C should be pretty set. Then you can have all sort of other crazy tournaments. It's smaller changes, like Necro has been moved a bit around. His skills, at one point there was a double. We started with being 105 and 1 skill before each game. He's back. So, like, NAF don't need to be like a 10-tiered crazy all teams variable system. It needs to be easy and understandable for a broad variety of people how it works. In general, yeah. Shut up, never. You can play that on a Friday in the Bookmans. But in general, I just want. I like everything from on-tier tournaments, actually, which what is, to crazy tier tournaments as well. I just want people to play with different rules. It's a prime. You're not changing the rule for Wimbledon every year, because why should you? And Siggy is a bit under pressure here. He kind of just needs to disengage and take it from here and see what comes out of this. Yeah, exactly, Barney. It's bloody fucking annoying. And then there's and sometimes Euro rules. If they change a lot, then everything in Euro rules. It's just it's just too much. Said that I've been using Euro rules for TSD for some seasons. I probably need to do something else now. I like a lot of rules. I mainly like rules with variety, so it's not the same rules. I might do actually UKTC, which is the same as TST, just to keep it consistent, which gives a bit more variety. Again, I understand why. Exactly. Different rules, some with stars, some without stars. I even like a bit of progression, like down in Albion Cup. With stars, without stars, with inducements, no really inducements. Yeah, but Marsam at Euroball, stunted team is not supposed to be a factor. I know for Euro Open some people finds it fun. But seriously, it's Euroball, there's no stunted team on the top races anyway. Who fucking cares? Oh, sorry, when it's Euroball, I cannot care about stunty, sorry. That's... Oh, yeah, CJ, it was terrible, right? Like for any team, for any tournament in the world complaining about not having stars, Euroball is not one. I will compare. I can forgive them for taking out stars in that one. Cause, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, CJ, and you made it all the way. You might end up winning the tournament. In a competition where somebody forced to play Brads. But back to the game. So Siggy did just disengage and try to stabilize himself in the middle. Diomlord is 3,000 with his mighty blow card. Oh god. He's... with the death roller. Yeah. 2 versus 1. Guard block, really hard to. It's a lot of commitment to take those 2 on. Guard. What is about? I like the leader off on the runners. I think the deep runner leader is more. Oh, go away. Whom might take on those 2 in the middle? You're being a dick. Right. Okay. If you can get a 5+ again, that's a gap to run through now. You might need to take it. But because of all that, there's not that many coming. But especially... I need to change my rule. Don't be a dick. Besides, if you party, then it's kind of okay. Only kind of okay. Ah, stop it. Do you go for it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's so tempting. Yeah, you might be able to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it might be alright. It's only 2 plus 2 plus. Hey, Alex Goose. Is it you with the beaten up Reds with a super good record? I've seen that name somewhere. Oh, I think I'll do the 2 plus personally. Otherwise, oh, that's good you didn't. Oh, because kind of need 2 plus more now. And thank you so much for the follow. Fucking curious. Does the spike? How is the spike in CCL chop? Something like that. I cannot remember the spike commands. Oh well. I still like to go for it with that runner. I really don't like him just leaving it there. For some reason. How is this? And yeah, it is. I did remember that right. I did remember that name. It is. Yeah. Have you at least getting some skill? At least getting a team. Milo, no, I lost my string. I lost a game earlier today where I lost a guard stand firm and my strings 4 guard. Blood got killed as well. And I lost the game. I had a 3+ and failed my 3+, and then string 4 died. But Alice, get a team. Did he not blitz? Oh, he did. It was we were waiting for dumb buff. Yeah, the strength 4. The strength 4 had 3+ to score, then it failed the 3+. Got fouled to death. It just took forever. It was because we were waiting for dumb buff. So yeah, Milo, so strength 4 died on that foul turn after. So now there's only 2 84s left. But to be fair, they're down to like 1500 now, which is probably better for them. They can get themselves together. Yeah, it was. It took forever, and it didn't have the blitz symbol. And all that, he should really have made a go for it. And that runner, I really don't understand why. So lineman blocks leader. Blitzer blitzes blitzer. Can come over here, and you can make this a 2 as well. You can get the ball free. You can get the ball free with this blitzer being able to pick up the ball and run away from everyone. I like that. So, block, blitz, dodge off, maybe dodge off. I'll probably dodge off to get up here, and then he can run around, give assist, block, pick up, run down here. Leader may be sacrificed on the way, or dodge later. Come on, Siggy. It's not bad for him being sacked. This is pretty good position. Or do it. Let's see what he's doing. Maybe we're doing the 3+ pickup. Are we doing a 1 dice? Who's... don't understand. My way seems better. What can I say? And he's ending up leaving everybody contact this way as well. And the other way, he didn't need to follow that block into more tackle. This seems way more complicated. This seems so much more complicated than it needed to be. Oh my god, Siggy. Have you watched this VOD? I think you should take a look at mine. My idea of just blocking, blitzing, blocking. But it's good for the tournament. From what you heard. Guess it was a good scatter catch though. He can get tackle mighty blood in a second though. If Diomlord can get can roll a 4+. Oh, oh, oh. He doesn't get away with it. Let's see what that ball scatters. Both have blitzers and runner in positions where we have lots of, we have 2 people to take position, but Lumbia gets it. Oh, gets the 1 dice. Where's the ball going? Pretty good for Siggy, for what it could be. It could be a lot worse. But a lot of problems because he didn't do a go for it. And afterwards, I think he took the too complicated route the turn after. What do you do? You need to do something with the dot splitzer first, surely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, she's a bit awkward place now. Maybe just get back home. I'll do the 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus and try to punt it. If it's me. Ah, straight in with a 1. He's not been that lucky either. But I also think he put himself into a bit of all those problems this end. Definitely put himself into some of this problem. It's looking really good for Diomlord. And it's dead rolling dwarves. I guess the only thing, of course, the game is still young, and it's only Chaos and Siggy. The classic I got guard you don't cage. Okay. Guess witch elf is pretty important if you want to score. Could still him up too.
He commit.
Oh. I don't mind him just trying to put some pressure on. You just need players back, really. I really need to really want to blitz the back, but you cannot really. If this could be a knockdown, we can get both free. Okay, it's not all bad. Go down there, and Blitzer can come around. Getting some back, you might be a bit of luck, be able to stop the Dwarf from scoring in his right, which at least will be something. Siggy can probably live with a draw. But Diomlord pretty much need a win, I think. Ooh. Oh. Oh, no, it did not dodge. It's a silly leader. Somebody's puzzling in the background. Yeah, okay. So it should be fine. They're not coming. He could get one of those free. He could get one of those free. That long beard is free. Okay, you can get Trollslayer sort of free. I like that. No, it's not a knockdown, but at least that's kind of like that. Preferable, yeah, it's a knockdown. He's fine. And it's the first casualty as well. Run.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Performance 1. Guess he can cage it there.
Can you hear me, Core?
I can.
Hooray, I'm finally available. Just the 3 hours of phone calls from my brother, sister, mother, and a couple of friends.
Oh,
Most of them wanted video chat. One of them called me whilst I was on the toilet, and I didn't realise it was a video call. At that point, you have to be very careful where the camera angle's going, don't you? Particularly when my brother passed it to his son, and his son passed it to his girlfriend. So I'm talking to a 23-year-old young woman I don't know very well, whilst sort of naked from the waist down. Right, so I've loaded into the client because as well as being able to have your stream up for any chat, I like to be able to see things for myself. No one tells me what to look at.
Yep. We have Diomlord running away with Siggy's ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, this looks like a turnover. He's grabbed the Dark Elf ball and is making some reasonable progress with it.
Yeah, that was the Dark Elf turn I was not crazy about. Siggy literally left a 2+ with the Death Roller for hitting his leader runner standing with the ball.
It is the lovely thing about a Death Roller. I found this recently against Mr. Page, that
3 dice actually. Yeah.
Screening in a beautiful way, not leaving what I thought was many options. Then the minute I clicked end turn, looking at it and thinking, well, except if the Death Roller just does a 2+ there, then it gets 3 dice on my ball.
Yeah.
Luckily, Mr. Page dropped someone instantly into that hole, preventing it. But it is so difficult to screen against a Death Roller, and of course they are such a huge cost, such a huge risk. You need to get that value out of them early, don't you, before they're gone?
Yeah. I was I had a Jimmy in the semi-final with his Death Roller Dwarfs, which was interesting. I did get some headaches as well. But Siggy definitely have enough elf left to he could be able to stop this counter scoring. I'll probably, if I him again, just take the runner and try to put some pressure on that blitzer. Will be my suggestion. He did also, I think that was the turn after because the ball was on the ground, but it was in 2 tackle zones. I think he could have gotten the ball. He could have pushed those 2 players away and gotten the ball and got quite far away with the ball carrier out of tackle reach. And he I think he ended up doing something that was way more complicated and not really needed.
With elves, I'm not that frightened of a 4+ pickup if I need to with elves, because then getting out afterwards is reasonably easy as long as I've got the position nice and muddied.
Oh, so I don't hate this either.
No, I don't. That was lovely.
I will probably have taken the 3+ to get the assist actually.
I mean, again, that is another 4+, but with an inbuilt dodge, so that's a 75% chance of it working to get those 1 dice. And of course, he's coming in with wrestle, so he'll take the ball down now.
And then he got the ball. He can get the ball as well.
And having removed that one, the piece that was being blocked in by the ball carrier now has a 2+ to dodge out and reach the ball.
Yeah, the thing was just that was actually the turn where he could have cleared the ball in quite too simple. He could just literally block 1, blitz 1, run around and block another one. That was all he needed to do, and ended up overcomplicated, and including using the player that could grab it and run away. It seemed just, it was not great. And failed a 3+ pick up, which he ended up having to do instead. And then the Dwarf got the ball and started pulling around with it like open cages, but with guard.
Right.
It is fight soul fight. We should have been playing the NAF this weekend in Nottingham.
So this is the first ever Blood Bowl 2 live event, NAF event, Sol.
Yes.
So they played 3 games yesterday, and they are playing 3 games today as if they were sat at a table in a sweaty room full of men with bad body odor.
So yeah, we've been running 3 weekly tournaments before this. Of course, way after Fumble on this.
Yes, Fumbled already did quite a few live tournaments, particularly during the lockdown. Something I always wanted to just bring in pre-NAF as just a tournament event once a year.
This is again, I don't
see what else he could have done there except the pick up and the throw across. I thought that was okay.
I think if you want to,
not safe.
It's almost the witch elf on the 3+ cats is almost standing better. If you want to, I kind of think you needed to do the 2 go for it with that blitzer and get it down behind.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, perhaps just let them sack it where it is, and knowing you've got more elves in responsive positions to deal with that.
Yeah.
I mean, if they do sack it, it's never a gimme, is it?
Yeah. If you're gonna fling it into the witch elf, and if it goes down there, it's in the middle of all the elves. Because this is just leaving the 2 dice with the sacking option straight on. You could also have made a go for it with the blitzer. You still had your reroll. I know there was lots of 2+ on the other side as well.
Yeah, but that's exactly, that's getting him in position before you even secured the ball, which I understand why he didn't want to take that risk.
Yeah, but
right, here we go. Yep, takes the ball carrier down.
I guess this is kind of alright because the recovery option's not great, but it will still have been, and now he needs to move that dwarf.
Whereas staying where you were, it was very, very simple to get 2 die on it with the blitzer, and the blitzer would have had some moves afterwards, and then the the runner possibly could have come to. Here, I think you have to do the runner, and I'd be looking not only to get the run around and pick the ball up, but then throw it up behind the death roller.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he goes
to
down.
where the other runner is.
No, he didn't. Oh, that could be a god-saving push there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that elf there, but there we are.
But yeah, that's why I'm saying I probably preferred taking the chance with the interception on the runner and throwing to the witch elf, which was harder to hit.
Yeah, now I would definitely be looking to punt the ball up to that other runner.
Oh, massive!
That's very spicy, but it gets the chip.
Yeah, and an apple straight in.
Yeah, but the ref's going to send it off as well. I presume he doesn't have a bribe. There's almost no way he could have afforded a bribe as well.
You actually have the movement. You could.
And the problem with that is that you're giving the ball back to the Dark Elves.
Yep. I think there was only that runner left, right?
Yeah, there was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on a 3+2+2+, it got to the ball. And if you got there without a reroll, punting it up to the other runner looked very hard to do much about.
It's a bit of a shame he didn't get the knockdown on the first one. But I really don't hate that getting.
No, it's a nice shape. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it means there's still a tackle on the dodge out. But you can get one blitzer can get up and tackle, the other blitzer can get in scoring range, and third blitzer can get the ball down to the guy in scoring range.
I was going to say, is there a good reason we're not just coming with the downed blitzer, taking the ball and running over to the other side?
Yeah, because it needs to tack the only one that can stop you scoring threat.
Yeah, okay.
You're playing two little elves. I'm thinking, I'm looking at this.
I haven't done a lot of elf coaching for a while, so that's why I'm looking forward to a high elf run this season. I'm
thinking, looking at this. This is a God-given chance to actually get a scoring option. I think he's, for my taste, he's not even playing it aggressive enough. I'm doing the two go throws to get out of range on that scoring threat.
Exactly. There's a lot of dwarves can reach this guy now.
It's just two go throws
without that difficult a dice, which I don't love. I mean, he can screen it here if he does. No.
Yeah, the 2+.
Do those either.
That's the
two more go for it there could have helped with the screening. A bit.
You need to do this because if you get sacked, you don't score. You need to reroll the Siggy. That's nothing to use your reroll on if you don't. That guy could have coming up and squeezed off.
Yeah, could have helped, but it now isn't going to.
3, 4, 5. I'm been using my reroll. I think it's more likely that
you're
makes
right. I mean,
if
this ball carrier goes down, then you don't score. It's that simple.
Yeah. So that's one of. That was a little bit the same I have with the two turns.
It's
early.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 2 go for it, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2 go for it to hit with tackle. You just need to move the witch elf, and then the blitzer can assist, and then 2 go for it with a beard to hit with tackle for 2 die.
Yeah, and when in a second misses getting him down, I look stupid for saying he should have used the reroll. But actually, he's also out. He just needs to push because if he didn't do go for it. He doesn't even need to knock him down. He just need to push.
Why are we? Yeah, okay. We're just tagging that piece. There's no harm in that. It doesn't do any good, but it doesn't do any harm.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And actually, we just need to do the hit now, because then if we get it and the ball goes down, we can try and do something about giving ourselves a scoring threat. But
actually,
next turn.
Okay, we can do that.
I don't like the Slayer at that point. I might want him other places. Okay, no, that's even better, isn't it? Yeah, one,
yeah,
two,
it takes away a go for it.
2, 3, 4. It does. It removes it from 2 go for it's to 1.
Yeah, I don't hate that then.
Okay,
And
I've
it
forgiven
hits
him
a
for
blitz. And it's a mighty blow hit on the blitz on top of it.
Yep.
Give me a second.
So, blitzer goes in, a 2+ with the beard for 2 die. The only problem with that is that it isn't pushing him backwards, it's pushing him sideways. But you've got the reroll, it'll be 4 die if needs be. I still think that's the play. No, he is going to go with the blitzer, put the go for it in with the blitzer to not hit the blodge with tackle, but at least to guarantee pushing it out of range. I think that's probably slightly better. It's a little bit negative, but it's more solid. So less chance the Dwarves somehow turn this into a score for themselves. But this 2+ should mean no chance at all for the Dark Elves.
What? Why are we hitting with the non-tackle?
Because the tackle piece, it was 2 go for it to hit from the same place and hence push it out of range.
Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I forgot
Whereas
that
with
again.
the blitzer, it's only 1 go for it and we can push it out of range for certain.
Yeah, that's fair. But
So that was why.
yeah, that makes sense. So yeah,
that's what I was just wittering on about. It's a lot more defensive, but a lot more secure in him not scoring.
I completely forgot again that the blitzer wasn't in range for some bizarre reason. Like, I really don't still understand the turn before by Siggy. It's just not aggressive enough compared to what he needs to do in this matchup.
Yep. From the position he was in, he needed to come up with a good plan that could rescue it, and he came up with a plan that if he was lucky would rescue it.
We talked about that a lot.
Wasn't quite enough. Yeah, not quite enough.
That's the... We talked about the concept of sometimes you do need to push it. You need to roll more dice just because the likelihood... Like, rolling 2 pluses to make something...
Fear of failing something and looking an idiot can also be fearing winning. It can cost you the win.
Yeah,
and really often does.
And I know it would be 2+, 2+, and then making a 2+ into a 3+, or more 2 pluses with the other blitzer, or 2+, or adding 2 extra 2 pluses. I know it's a lot more dice, but he had to reroll, and it actually means he probably will score if it works. Where now there's still a good chance. It could easily end up with him being turned over still.
Yes. I mean, it's not that great a position for the Dwarves. They did sacrifice, as I said, not hitting with the tackle and then the go for it with the blitzer. I didn't love. I think at that point you put up with it. Because it was 1 more square and I don't see really what it added. I mean, if they want to pick it up and punt, they would have done anyway. You weren't putting a tackle zone on the ball.
No. Actually, there might be...
And rather than take that risk, particularly as he couldn't re-roll it, I'd rather have looked at where the other Dwarves were and getting the other runner over to be ready to sneak this ball up when I take it down next turn. But, I mean, okay, perhaps he felt he needed to close that lane down for exactly this reason.
Yeah.
The Dark Elves run away and he now can't get the ball.
Yeah, but Dark Elves don't score, so it's still a win for Diomlord.
No, well, I mean, that's why instead of doing that go for it, I'd have dropped the runner back to the centre of the backfield.
Yeah.
And dropped that blitzer, that beard back as well. And then had some possible recovery options. Pretty long dice, but some possible recovery options for the turn 8. Now there isn't. The Dark Elves don't score, but neither do the Dwarves.
It's a bit interesting. I haven't watched Siggy for a long time. But it's 3 turns in 1 half. He's demonstrated slightly lack of willingness to roll dice when needed.
And Diomlord should also, frankly, have realised that his reroll is going to be no use to him.
Yeah.
If he did that blitzer move, you have to commit to it with the reroll.
Yeah, it's kind of the same with both of them.
Yeah.
Like that dodge,
because now there is there's no chance now that he gets this Dark Elf ball away. So what use is that reroll?
Yeah,
the answer is it isn't.
And we're not even an overtime game in second half without any excuse. Like, this is first half, rerolls come back.
Milo, I'm sure you are much loved on the tournament scene if you do always walk away with a wooden spoon. You know, every Star Trek film needs a red shirt. Every story needs the guy that dies in the first reel and inspires the heroes. You're doing great work out there, Milo. Never forget that. So now all the dwarves do is need to drive home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They've still got 11, despite their terrible decision to bring a death roller.
It's a mile and off Florida.
Ah, so he's an alligator wrestling man of Florida. Wow. I mean, you know that there must be something very special about Florida when Americans mock the people there. I mean, wow.
Yeah, that's normally a good group. It's normally a good group coming. I went to my last actually tabletop tournament was up in Oklahoma. That was a good group of people, of coaches down from Florida there. But to be fair,
Florida's a great place actually. I mean, I'm joking about it, but we have some family up in the Florida Panhandle, little town called Steenhatchee.
Hi Rolex. I know the table, but Diomlord is. The thing is, Diomlord is good enough to be able to get away with playing this roster. I'm not sure everybody could.
Yeah, Diomlord is very, very good, isn't he?
And he's winning a lot, so I cannot blame him. Looking at it was quite a mixed selection of people joining in. I cannot blame him for going a bit fun. And it still pushed him to 2 wins and a draw. This could be spicy.
I mean, Diomlord, I think he's one of the best coaches around. I mean, I think he's possibly. Oh, I mean, could you imagine? You know, for example, if he had one of his better teams, something really strong and powerful and well built like Dwarfs, could you imagine if someone beat that with goblins? What would that be like? So yes, I think he's a great coach.
Yeah.
The honour and prestige that could come from besting him with a really powerful race with something as humble as goblins, I think would make another coach legendary for the fact they've done it. Just out of nowhere, I'm just saying that as an illustrative example.
No, he is
he is a great coach, and I got so lucky banging him out with goblins on his Dwarfs in Blitz Pit.
It's there's something with you coaches. They seem to be good at Blood Bowl.
Yes, we've got Diomlord, Dionysian, and
Diomed.
Diomed, of course, also very good coach.
Russian Dio. I don't know how Russian Dio looks like, but I stated earlier in this game that Diomlord definitely was the most handsome of their Dios.
I think you'll find they're all Welsh.
And that pits and racing with +2 fame for Diomlord was not great from Siggy's recovery.
Some guy 113. Are you asking about how my humble goblins managed to destroy Diomlord on his Dwarf team in a NAF format? That was in the Blitz Pit qualifiers last weekend, mate. The VOD is still available on my channel if you want to have a look at it. It is game 3 with my goblins. We got very lucky against some lizards in the first game, very lucky against some pro elves in the second, very lucky against Diomlord in the third, and then in the fourth game we weren't quite as lucky, but we so nearly came back into it against Zaz's Undead in the final to qualify. Just missing out on that tickets to go. But yes, my beautiful little goblin build completely monstered his Chaos Dwarfs.
Got a chance?
Oh, yeah, chooses there to take the skull. That's very interesting.
Oh, no, the problem is there's no recovery, is there?
Yeah, there's just no recovery, is there? But it was also a bit loose to leave it that easy to get 1 die.
Yeah.
And the problem with not taking it, of course, is that now the dwarves are just going to be absolutely fine to stall out. I mean, all they've got to do here is move enough pieces back to defend the ball, and the cage is pretty much there. By next turn, you should be stalled up on the touchdown line in a nice mega bunker just fending off Dark Elves for the rest of the half until you win.
Yeah, but there's enough Dark Elves. So what Siggy can do is try to get the guards away from the cage, and so you can try to wrestle him.
I love it when people try that with me. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'll
but
just stand in place and hit you off. That's fine.
But there's nothing else he can do than try to like wrestle frenzy a guard away. So there could be a way into the cage. There's nothing much else to do. Like, he's losing if he doesn't do anything.
Well, all I can say to that Rolex NAF is that Dio may mean God, but purple chest meant hell for him last weekend. Ooh, did you see what I did there? Did you see what I did there? Took me a bit long to think of it, but I thought that was all right.
And it's still faster chat interaction than in your own channel. So.
Well, of course, when I'm not coaching, I can watch the main on my screen. I can watch the main game, and I can have a look at the chat going past on my second screen. It's lovely, really convenient, and also see what you're pointing at because I can have a little version of your client up, from your stream on the second one. It's so much easier than playing and casting yourself.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare.
I've told you I have a vacancy for a Zunk if you want it.
The only problem.
I know, you're so insulted by that comparison.
I was about to say, our main problem is your tendency to stream quite late.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wanted to stream this afternoon, but there's too many other stuff I want to do, like co-cast this with you, and then there's the Ducky Davo game starts fairly soon. That looks brilliant. I really want to get my eyes on that, and possibly my lips around it too.
But with that said, I'm always happy to do more on your channel as well. We have done a couple of times where it fitted I could jump in.
Yeah, I need to find some more social times that I can do some streaming at.
And we can do more the other way around, because I'm absolutely happy not streaming. I have no quarrel with that.
It's just a bit terrifying, sort of trying to stream when someone like Rick Reckless has 350 people, because you get 5 people and a dog, and the dog's asleep, and I'm just I never thought I'd care, but I am just a hair's breadth away from being able to apply for partner. And if I could get there, then all of these cares would cease, and I could stream to 3 people and not care. But at the moment, if I did,
you mean like somebody else? Somebody else to make partner now just winning Call of Duty for 2 dogs.
Oh no, I wouldn't do things like that. It would just be that I'd be able to stream a few more Fumble games if I wanted to, do some daytime streams if I was home and playing, and not care about terrible audiences. I mean, nice people, not terrible people, but you know what I mean. If there's only 8 people there, I'm not going to mind.
No,
that's never been my motivation. But I mean, I'm averaging 62.5 at the moment, and if I can get to 75, that's not a million miles away. Then I can apply.
Yeah.
And then then worries like that cease to be. So it's sort of at the moment it just feels like I should probably have a little tilt at that for a month or so and see how that goes.
But it's also fine. We got my channel if we want to do stuff on unreasonable times, because I don't fucking care.
Well, I mean, this is the other problem, is that actually, at times where I probably could get big audiences, if there's someone doing a cast that I want to be co-coms on, I'm just as happy doing that. So I'm not very good at chasing targets, really, because I'm just a bit lazy, and I'd rather do things I want to rather than sensible things. Do you know what I mean? I'm driven by my own selfish desires, not necessarily my best interests. Right, so as I said, the Dwarves have got up into a nice stable position. That's pretty good. They didn't bring quite enough Dwarves with them, in my opinion, but they tried. The Dark Elves hence have got just enough in front of and beside this cage that it's not entirely simple for him to just stall up and laugh.
Exactly.
There's a little bit of work to do to get there, which is going to be good to see.
Well, it's good for the Dark Elves that's not being...
Yeah, this is a little saucy.
I think he might need to step backwards instead of forwards now.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. He might have to cage 2 steps back from where he is.
Ooh, but that's not even... That is not... Ooh, he might even be better stepping in between the 2 guards then. Yeah, otherwise you kind of risk somebody coming around outside.
he has allowed what should frankly be a fairly simple position for a dwarf to find a stable position from. He's allowed it to completely fall apart, in my opinion.
I mean,
This is
Siggy did
not
exactly.
great.
Oh, that's good. And Siggy did exactly what I suggested, was try to harass the two Garda in the cage.
Yeah.
To try to get them at least in a bad square.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's managed to do it. He's put the dwarves in all sorts of problems.
Didn't like him sacrificing his witch elf doing it, but
needs must when the devil drives sometimes.
yeah, I do think he could have done so instead, getting her out and free. But I guess the ball carrier doesn't have blocks, so he's not as useful. Which a blitzer into the cage is just as good. Ooh. That was a punishment. Ooh, we have Rick winning 3-0 on table 4.
Yeah. And streaming his own games, isn't he? Too.
Yes. Tendo winning on table 6.
Rick is such a good streamer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is Knorr just streaming his own stuff, or is he in it too?
He's streaming his own stuff. He's definitely in it. No. The only problem I had with Rick was he was squeezing in CCL games in the breaks, so he was running a little bit late. He was running running a little bit late for everything.
But I mean, he's got a channel full of people he needs to entertain.
Yeah,
I
don't mind it, and
yeah.
Oh,
standard
come
elf play there.
on!
2 red dice taking down a blockless. This is why I have block on my runners. Well, as I said, the main reason is to sweep around on defense. But otherwise, an elf is eventually going to get hold of your ball carrier, and block there would have stopped that nonsense.
Yeah, and I didn't mind too much. He was almost on time. I was just hanging out in his chat so I could see when he was ready, so I could start his games straight away, so they didn't get too delayed.
But I mean, I would love to see Rick just extemporizing for 50 minutes and entertaining his chat between rounds. That would be glorious. I'd fast forward the games and just watch those bits.
But apparently he thinks he needs to play Blood Bowl for some bizarre reason.
Well, if you call him the Master Rolex, this is a very Anglo-centric joke, but I'm going to make it anyway. Next time I shall play him, I shall introduce myself as Doctor Who.
Oh.
Yes, obviously it makes sense that Dio in Italian means God, because Dionysius, of course, descended from, Dionysian, the god of sort of debauchery, isn't it? Very much Bacchus, but for the whichever one Bacchus isn't. I often get my Greeks and Romans confused. It's been too long since I studied classics. But I have a feeling that Dionysian and Bacchus are pretty much the same figure, but in Greek and Roman mythologies. Right, so we've restabilised the cage. We've got it on actually a block ball carrier now, which in many ways is better, as there is no
it was perfect. It was a perfect sack.
Yeah.
And we got guard on both corners as well.
I mean, that is the other thing, is if you don't have a block runner, then actually in many matchups you are better off trying to hand it off to a blitzer. Because unless you're facing strip ball, they're just more solid with it. I know they're one pace shorter, but pace shouldn't really be how the dwarves are getting things done.
No, he should be rolling in for.
Yeah, he should be stepping over the line rather than having to run a distance to get there on the final turn.
He might even be so close he can moonwalk over the line instead.
Well, exactly, yeah. A single space is what I always aim for. to score. I want to just take one space.
It is against the. you might want to be a little bit longer away since there is a witch of still in play.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, Rolex. So that was Bacchus for the Romans, but wasn't it Dionysius for the Greeks, or Dionysian? Okay, so Bacchus was the Roman one. He said as if he was going to try and remember that. I won't. It's gone from my head already. Whatever that was that I was talking about back then. So what do the Dark Elves do here? Now it's a tougher position to pull this cage apart. Are you going to 5+ your way in?
You 5+ in and you roll the double 5+. There's nothing else. You got too few players.
When do you do it this turn, or do you try and get the wrestle piece back and do it with that?
No, I think I dodged the wrestle piece out on a round, and then I still do it this turn as well with the blitzer.
I mean, the problem is dodging it out and around, Core. It's not going to be relevant next turn either. It's going further away.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can be in the middle. It's a jump up, and Slayer doesn't tackle.
Oh, it's a witch. Of course it is. Yes, of course. So you jump off if you get the first one without, well, whatever. Even if you pump a reroll into the first one, you can go past the Slayer, as you said, on a 1 in 36. No, that's reasonable.
Oh,
so
you could also come.
You utilize that for next turn, and then if anything, you come in the rear, don't you?
Yeah, you could also come this turn. I just preferred giving it a chance with the blitzer this turn, because there's a non-tackle on the corner.
Yeah.
So I've been taking the witch elf out and back and then I'm going for the hit with the blitzer this turn and witch elf next turn if needed.
No, he's trying to take down the Slayer.
I don't think that's helping because now there's going to be tackle on all corners.
I don't think that's helping at all.
And then we still
one of my rants about how people love hitting Slayers all the time.
And we still did the tackle dodge.
Use them as distractions. Yeah.
And we still did the tackle dodge.
I know. Cray. Proper cray.
Yeah, I don't think Siggy has played this aggressively enough when he needed to.
Yeah, Dionysus.
Yeah, that's right. Because if Diomlord is not ending this turn with tackle on all 4 corners, I have no clue what he's doing.
Well, he should, and I'd go through the witch to do it because the wrestle is my biggest fear right now.
You might even foul it if you get it down on it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm numbers up. Why wouldn't I? I mean, I've got 11, and they've got what, 5? Yeah, I get the witch down. 6, and I kick her in the face. Yeah. 6, but still.
Yeah.
I can even hit the witch in such a way that if my first 2 fail, I push it onto another tackler for another 2. Okay, this is just terrible then. So now he's turning down those 4 hits in favour of a maximum of 2 hits.
And we've
still got a corner that doesn't have tackle on it. I mean, that's solvable, but takes 2 other players to do it.
Yeah, it's coming down.
Yeah, he does. We just wanted Mighty Blow on the witch. Okay, well, 2 with Mighty Blow is reasonable. That's not a terrible reason as to why.
I still don't understand why the Blitzer is guarding the other Blitzer, but that's...
And now we have to put this final beard up in the centre between the Blitzer and the other beard.
Oh, yeah.
Directly in front of the ball.
Oh, no.
No, that's not the square. Although there's no dodge that can get in, to be honest, is there? On that angle, he moved his dodger over to the side, so it's fine.
For some bizarre reason, again, I don't know what Siggy is.
It's slightly not needed, but I see what he's doing. He's trying to screen that dodger from getting in front of this cage so he can roll forwards easily next turn. I just don't think I'd care. I think I would rather have 1 more in that cage, but that's me and my bloody hatred of elves. With their evil dodge in and hit my ball carrier and get 2 pows on 2 red dice abilities.
The runner should have been able to dodge it.
I just got to be gone for a couple of minutes. I imagine when I come back this will all be even more over than it's over. And this is over, or at least unless Diomlord for some reason stuffs up as much as he did against goblins. Yeah, that's right. I'm never letting that go.
Okay. So let's one dice. No! But we could have one dice the Longbeard instead, which has allowed us to do 3 plus reroll, 5 plus reroll. I think that's the wrong way. Longbeard. Dodge in. Or we just hitting the corner. Two turns more to survive. For the dwarves. Whittle getting down again. Cheers, late streamer. Cheers so much. So he's not really out of it. Four plus, 3 plus for one dice. Push it over here. Oh, he's coming down. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's the best game I ever seen Seki play. Actually, that's an easy 4 plus. It's just bad angle. 4, 5, 6. You literally just need to attack the mighty blow here, and it's 4 plus for one dice. And unfortunately, Witch Elf needs to do that. But you might, if it's a good scatter, you might be able to get it and pump it away. Because he balls away. His first half was not great, Volk, if you go back and watch the first half. I don't think his drive was great. He got a breakaway chance, but didn't break away. Like, he didn't fully commit. Seemed a bit scared of going for the rolling the dice to get safe. He then actually had a good chance to score in his turn 7-8, but again didn't go for the full. Kind of wasn't greedy enough, I think. We shelf in, 4+ down, blitz, block, see what happens. Oh, 1 dice. I don't hate the 1 dice. It means you can dodge out up here instead. That's... okay. What was that achieving? If anything, dodge this way and go for the ball carrier. Ugh, I'm confused.
Wow, so we got messed up again.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what Shiki does either. So he decided to go for 1 dice with the witch elf. He could also just mark 1 player, then he had 4+ for the 1 dice on the ball. Without block, but it still, he needed the 5+ anyway. So he had 4+, 5+ for sacking, or he did 1 dice with the witch elf. And I'm not sure what he got out of it, if it's worked, because it was not on the ball carrier. It's just a random guy in front of it. Yeah, it's... Mark. It's... yeah. I'm a bit disappointed.
Now this is where you dream of being as dwarves. Like I said, the single step to score.
Yeah, now there's no witch elf. So now you can stand like that all the way down. There's no witch elf. I know nothing. Yeah, you should move to Foldy Towers instead. But now, all he can do is chain boost the ball carrier into the end zone if he wanted.
Oh, that's fantastic, Throwick. A place I'm looking forward to hopefully taking the kids at some point this summer, but my lad does not like roller coasters.
What?
Yeah, I know. I keep trying to persuade him that he needs to get over it. He's low on trust.
My main problem with roller coasters, especially like if they're too old, it's like taking a fucking it's slightly a tight squeeze at times.
Yeah.
Especially older design ones.
I feel the same. I look at them and think, well, this is absolutely fine for a normal-sized human. Can it really hold me, though? Is it used to guys my size? What if there's 2 of us my size?
Oh yeah, besides, yeah. Oh Jesus. That's This is a bit of a horror walk for Siggy's Dark Elves. Showboating into the end zone, classic.
Yeah.
And
Not been Siggy's. I mean, I've seen Siggikniggi play some fantastic Blood Bowl. Not been his best exhibition of that.
No, I think that, yeah. Oh, and Rolex likes Rolex coasters. Yeah.
I used to love roller coasters. Of course, now with my advancing years, there's something technical, isn't there? Something physical that happens to the gel in your ear. That means you deal with sort of being shaken around a lot less well.
Hmm.
So I get motion sick a lot easier now.
Yeah, it's the first tiebreaker is cast difference plus touchdown difference. So cast difference makes a difference. And there's a lot of people, there's at least some people on now on 3 wins on a draw. So he might need the tiebreaker. Siggy was the only guy on 3 wins, and he is no more on 3 wins.
No, he's going to go to 301, which probably puts him out of the top spot, but still possible to place with that sort of record.
Yeah, he could, and he might, in theory, because it's so tight, he could probably still, in theory, win it.
Okay.
Because it's 2-1-0.
Ah, okay.
Isn't it? Here's me trying to remember my own. Pretty sure NAF is.
Usually it's 2-1-0s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Raised on British football, I always prefer the 3-1-0, but there we are.
Yeah, I'm conflicted. I can see. I know the pros and cons in both. Yeah.
So yeah, we saw an anti-riot set up there, the standard dwarf chevrons. No real fear of the one turn with that few elves. And we're done.
Yeah, it is 2-1-0.
Just the 16 armor breaks for dwarves.
Yeah. When is the docky and the game? Do we have a bet? Because I think
It's supposed to be at 4 o'clock, so 20 minutes.
Okay, because if it might be worth going back to that beginning you missed. See if you agree with me that he didn't play it aggressively enough, Siggy.
If you wish to.
If you have this, since we have time, that's
We do.
at least half an hour before anything ticks along.
Yeah. I'm just finishing off. My son, for my birthday, bought me, because my wife has a Costco membership, bought me a catering box-sized tub of busy flying saucers.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's just pure pleasure, isn't it?
It's pure
What's
sugar.
How dare you? They're basically made of air and paper. They're clearly not bad for you in any way.
Let me. Let's see if I can find it again.
Yes, they are, Milo Mindbend. What the British tend to do is come out at our Easter time, which is a little bit usually just before the spring break in America, or just after. I forget, one way round. I think it's just after, actually. So it's heavily marketed to go to Florida in the spring, and then you go to parks and you find it's just full of British people, and the queues aren't as short as you'd hoped. I remember, we took the kids there for a week and then went on to Florida for a week. I went on to Texas for a week. And one of the parks, we did all the big rides, but then we came to one roller coaster we hadn't pre-booked for, because you can pre-book about 3 things a day, which does mean you get on at reasonable times. But one of the big coasters we wanted to do, we got there and it had a 3-hour queue.
Ooh.
And we just decided it's just not worth it. We'd rather do 2 or 3 smaller rides than wait 3 hours to then do a single ride. But the same holds true. If you can get in early enough, that's pretty good. Then spend the day doing perhaps some of the longer ones. But if you stay right till the final hour or so at the park, you can usually, even some of the bigger rides, pretty much walk straight on. We did the Spider-Man. We did it twice because there literally was no queue in the final sort of half an hour before it closed down.
Hey, Franken. Cheers. The game is done. I don't know if you're looking at this.
Yes, c'est fini.
It's fini. If you take, I don't know if you can see on your little screen. On my, it's been paused a bit, so it should have been cut up. So if you look at so he's punched a hole. There was 2 dwarves, 1 in contact. So he's punched the Slayer one way and another guy in one way. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still got quite a lot of elves standing here.
Yeah.
So it should be it should be possible to get behind now and form something of a cage, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And with the advantage that if you can score in 3, the death roller's gone.
Yeah. So it's not the world. Normally you will hate it, But he's giving you the option. You can get rid of the death roller.
Yep. Well, there goes the witch. I mean, that's fine. You just
Yeah,
go
that's
beyond
fine.
her. And you screen. You only need 3 elves to screen. 2 is fine too, but 3 does it for sure. Okay,
But
that's the elves you need. Now the ball goes.
But did you see where the ball stops?
No. More from the ball.
And so,
Your death roller risk imminent.
yeah, so that's. But we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that the blitzer can still save it on 2 gophers and dodge. The lineman can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just as bad. So you can still save it. It had been a lot easier just doing a go for it, like up here, like diagonal actually, because it's only a 2+ to get the other lineman free as well.
Yeah, that's not okay.
So just the 2+, and the guy that's laying on the death roller, the first thing is of course standing him up, so the death roller doesn't get a free run.
Yep. No, this is poor. And frankly, the ball
instead,
carrier,
so you get
one more go for it from the ball carrier is so much safer. I don't know if it had that range.
And so now, and we put pressure on the blitzer. We put him kind of in the right square, but again, we don't make a go for it.
One more square there is just hugely better.
And then we try to, and then we block the runner, which is fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not. I prefer doing the go for it and trying to get the guy out instead.
Yeah, me too. This is not safe.
No, this is. And all it had taken was he had a situation where it was 2+ to get runner forward and 2+ to get lineman free. That was all he needed. 2+, 2+ to make this a good situation. Diomlord, of course, because he's going with a loner player, moves everybody first. And no matter where you sack, that's probably not really a good recovery. Let's be honest.
No, it isn't. But yeah, this is. Well, I like that he swung the run around behind it, so that if he does get the sack, there's something on next turn. That's good.
Yeah, and he gets the sack.
From Siggy that was deserved that this 3-die works.
And he gets it, and we land here. So we stop here. When we get caught up at one point. So that's the leader runner. You can block with either a blitzer or blocker to free up the other guy. The other guy can then turn over and blitz the blitzer in the other side, and then one of the ones in the back can come around, stand on the guard piece. Actually, both could do that to make it 2 dice, and it will probably be a chain as well because you push the blitzer back. And then you don't even need to tag the mighty blow because the lineman tags the mighty blow next. And you still have the leader that can go down on the runner, and you got this last blitzer that can pick up the ball on a simple 2+ out for free, 2+ pick up and then run down behind the leaders, down behind the runner somewhere, right?
Yeah.
That seems quite straightforward.
It does. I mean, there's a lot to get done. It has to be done in the right order, but it doesn't seem that difficult.
No, I was thinking, we're starting with a block. I don't mind if it's starting. I can see starting with block on leader because the next one needs a 5+ anyway.
Yes, and this is a nice hit with high value if it works.
Yeah, and the blitzer we just need to push. But we push it with the guy that should take the ball. In my opinion.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And now we're starting taking hits on the back, which does nothing.
Yeah, this is not. That's the
Witzelf needs to dodge now because he cannot do anything. She could pick up the ball. She at least have dodge. No.
Why? Okay.
Blitzer comes around now, and
it's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit negative.
Again, it's actually, and it's kind of more blocking. It's doing more, and even if you get the ball on that blitzer, it's not like he's running far.
Yeah.
Where
the only thing I liked there, I did like the hit on the leader because, as I said, really high value piece, really good possibility of chipping it because it's the lowest armor on the field.
I was probably thinking blocking with lineman, but I can see blocking with block and leader because the blitzer you don't need to knock down anyway. You just need it moved. where it gets moved anyway.
Yep.
And then if you move the 2 guys around in the back, then the lineman then has 2 dice to move everybody even further away.
Yeah, I could only think that elf around the back was defensive minded. That if this all goes wrong, I need to stop this blitzer running away with the ball. But I didn't think that was a huge enough risk to.
No, especially not because
that one piece back around the front is so much stronger.
And it was literally 3 blocks where you just needed 3 pluses on everything to free up the ball. And
is that an elf against the death roller that didn't even stand up?
Yeah, it's the leader. The leader was, in my
right.
I think I have waited with the leader because it doesn't have dodge as well.
Yeah,
and last thing was
if you get the ball and get away, it can screen as well, can't it?
Yeah,
So
I actually be tagging the runner with it in my scenario.
I will forgive that, but
if it had dodged, that'd been my first action, been dodging it out and getting it on top of the runner.
Yes, yeah. Although I still might have been tempted by that 2+ before the pickup, simply because the runner is the piece that is the most likely from the dwarves to be able to recover that ball if it goes wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And having it tagged would have been useful for just a 2+ before I take on the 3+. But yeah, no, that's not a great turn. Really.
1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't even count because that blitzer, even if it picks it up, where it's running.
Yeah, so that's a couple of not great turns in a row from the Dark Elves.
Oh, it might be able to be running in behind, and then the leader could maybe do something.
It could might have been coming back into the pocket behind, in front of the death roller, but that's the wrong way and not a good idea. I mean, actually, I wouldn't have hated if I'd done that leader dodge off first, and I'd picked it up on that blitzer. I might not have hated dodging off and then throwing the ball away up the field because
punting had been an option as well.
Yeah, punting there really is an option.
But
people particularly don't. I mean, Dio was talking about this yesterday, or perhaps earlier this morning. People don't punt with fast teams sometimes enough. I mean, Humans with a Hail Mary pass, one of the reasons he likes it is not hard to get a couple of catches into the backfield. And with Hail Mary pass, it doesn't have to go anywhere near them. As long as there's 2 of them, so they can't take them both down, really good chance one of them wins the race next turn. And it's the same with elves. It's the same with just about anything against dwarves. If you get them into a race, they're going to lose it.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that was interesting.
Yeah, there was 2 interesting turns. But also just the movement, because again, that blitzer he blocks with early. I know why he does it, is to block with block, which in theory
to block with block against the AV8. Yeah, I see that.
No, the blitzer. It was the Genesis. The one
that one. Yeah, okay, that one. The one that you wanted to pick up on
because he go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can get almost out of range of everybody.
Yeah.
I understand why he does it. It's to not having 2 non-block block, but the non-block block is still 3+.
Yes.
I've just find it. It's just a bit. Yeah, called it negative.
Yeah, 3+ instead of 2+. So again, it's the same as the turn before. Then it's slightly fearing the fail, and hence settling for all right rather than pushing for really good.
And another problem is with it because the both down is terrible anyway.
I think he's playing a little. Okay, I'm going to be controversial. It's our job as casters, and there's only 8 people here, so it doesn't matter. But could some of it be that some of the rest of the field isn't that strong, and hence sort of all right but safe is good enough? But against Diomlord, it's not going to be. He's a great player with a lot of NAF experience. All right is not likely to be good enough. You need it to be good. There you are. That's my theory thrown into the mix.
Yeah, there might have been that. He'd forgotten that he actually played somebody actually good this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting again. Yeah. And that block down. Let's take that blitzer that block the dwarf blitzer. If that's a both down, it still stops everybody from coming through the hole he wants to create. So 2+ is still failing. He still needs the 3+.
Yes, there are still then a few other things you could try. You could try the 2+, 4+ to collect with the leader, but yeah. I think it is. And remember, Dark Elves don't come with a lot of rerolls. I think it is reroll preservation and doing slightly safer things that lead to decent positions rather than slightly riskier things that lead to very good positions. And you and I are all the marbles sorts of guys. We would normally rather go for all the marbles and fail than go for, well, this might work and have it, likely to get to that position. Particularly against someone like Diomlord, might work probably isn't going to be enough. Well, and so it proved.
Yeah, it's definitely, I found it interesting. Like this turn, I can see you can do it in so many different ways because of all the contact. So
Yep.
you can choose so many different routes out of this.
Right, I just need to grab a new drink, and then I am going to see if I can leap on this this Ducky Davo cast.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that's
no
going to be
worries.
a cracker. The minute it finishes, I'll be, possibly, depending on other things around the house, I might be free to come back and see what's going on in the NAF.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I will try and speak to you again very soon, my friend.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
You too.
Round 5. We don't know who it is, Les. Versus X6. So, yeah, interesting game.